Yeah, so we're in Truth and Lie in an extramoral sense, he's primarily making an argument for a metaphorical or mythopoetic consciousness. He only gets into myth at the very end in part two, where he mentions the ancient Greeks and their mythopoetic culture. So Nietzsche is, part of this, this group of German philosophers and writers in the 18th and 19th century that really valorize ancient Greek culture. So this, it's hard for us to understand this now because we have ancient Greek culture all over the place. But till the late 18th century, really Roman culture was the leading sort of light for modern Western culture. And so Nietzsche is just part of these crazy Germans that are obsessed with Greek culture and see a possible, alternative future for Western culture by going back to the Greeks. So according to Nietzsche, the Greeks are a mythopoetic culture, and so they have this great system of tragic theater, tragic drama, right? And for him, that's really where it all comes together. So for the Greeks, for Nietzsche, the Greeks are not a scientific, modern scientific sort of historical culture. It's all bent on rationality and abstractions and stuff like that. That originally the Greeks are this mythopoetic, aesthetic, metaphorical culture, right? Now this will, as Nietzsche points out, this will soon end with the Greeks, or this ends with the Greeks when philosophy, Plato and Socrates and Aristotle make their mark, right? But he points back to it as an important sort of reference point for his own ideas, right? And so mythopoetic consciousness, right, is different than historical consciousness. It's not bent on conceptualizing the world, right? It's not bent on trying to find evidence and facts and information and trying to see connections and causalities like we have with our historical consciousness, our historical culture. He finds this understanding of the past to be an obsession, Nietzsche, that is, a fetish, that is ultimately unhealthy, okay, for everyone involved. And so he seeks to overcome that, right? Well, the first thing that you have to do is sort of take the test on the eternal recurrence of the same, the greatest way to see where you stand on this. So anyway, in the second part of your commentary, think about historical consciousness.